OnlyFans banning explicit content. I feel like that it's gonna suck for some of us. Shit. I mean, we got to see nothing but ass and titties, scattered ass and shit, and dick for women and you know whoever else like dick. In all seriousness, if OnlyFans is trying to brand into something else, you know what I mean, that they're aiming for, I mean, then I understand. It's almost like with Tumblr. Tumblr used to be wild on some nasty shit, like for real. That was the porn spot. Now Twitter is the thing, and hopefully they don't shut down Twitter for some that watch porn. You know, I'm in the process of trying to stay away from that shit, but on OnlyFans, I never really looked up on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there would be stuff like when I was in my Twitter porn shit, it'd be some stuff that it'd be like links to like an OnlyFans thing. But like I said, I never really got into OnlyFans or nothing like that. So I'm not missing much of anything. So I don't really feel but so type of way about it. But just banning the explicit content. I mean, that's pretty much what they were known for. I mean, you kind of taking away your bread and butter, bread and butter. It's like Chick-fil-A taking away the Chick-fil-A sandwich right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what OnlyFans is gonna do now. For that matter. But I mean, the idea that no more explicit content, it sucks. It does. Because sex sells. We all know that. Doesn't matter what it is, man. Sex sells. So to take away what sells, you're not gonna sell. But I'm sure they got their reasons for it. But OnlyFans, I would rethink it. I think I saw an article today, I guess, because of the ban, it was like some former college professor and student decided she was going to do it. She's like a mother of four. Badass body, too. You know what I'm saying? Fit for sure. Has an ass. Not a big ass, but just an ass. White woman. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between having a big ass and having an ass. You know what I'm saying? You get some shape to it or whatever. And it's because a lot of women out there that have an ass. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot more women out there with big asses. And the ones with asses don't hold a candle to the big asses. So, next time you're out, walking around in malls and stuff like that, take a notice for asses and big asses. I prefer sex. I prefer sex with the lights on. I mean, I want to see you. You know what I'm saying? I want to see everything about you, your faces, everything you do, your body, whatever it is. You know what I mean? All of those things. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I can care less either way. Shit's going down. You getting fucked is what's about to go down. You know what I mean? But I don't really have it's not a mandatory thing. Like, no, these lights gotta be on or nothing like that. So I mean, it's going down either way. The lights on, off, flickering, disco ball, whatever. What is it? The shit. What's the shit that flickers? You know what I'm talking about? Whatever. That shit. I can't think of the name right now. But yeah, you get fucked with that shit on. I don't give a fuck. You getting fucked or made love to. Even that out. That's an option too. Both can be done. You know what I'm saying? That gentle shit, and then trying to destroy her insides. All of that can happen in the very same session. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, sex with the lights on, so I can see you, for all of you. You know what I mean? And you can take all of me. You feel me? But sex with lights on and lights off, it's don't fucking matter. It don't. It really don't matter. What matters is that we have chemistry and a bond. when it comes to sex. Everybody don't have it. Everybody don't have that chemistry. Yeah, you gotta have chemistry. If there's no chemistry, don't matter if the lights are on, off, flickering, disco ball, everything that was mentioned earlier. It really don't matter because it's just not gonna go well. But you gotta have that though. You gotta be able to read a person's body. The woman has to read a man's body and be able to allow him to lead. Men, you have to be built to lead when it comes to sex. You know what I'm saying? Be dominant and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, be in tune. Be in tune with her. Be in tune with what she wants. Be in tune with what she doesn't want. All of those things. But yeah, sex with the lights on. I'm all for it. I want to see that body. I want to see you. Yeah. I want to see you. How do you feel some people are so unhappy with their lives? I honestly feel like a lot of us are unhappy with our lives because of identity. And let me explain identity. So I'm reading a book right now called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Really good read. I don't know how long ago it came out, but it's a really good read. But he's discussing how we tend to attach ourselves to a certain identity that we have in life. For instance, like being the housewife or whatever, that becomes your identity, or being the the military dad, or you know what I'm saying, like, or how, like, the example that he uses is kind of like how a doctor talks to his patients. You know what I'm saying? Like, you attach to that identity and you become that. You start to talk to your, you know what I'm saying, patients and stuff like that. You don't talk to them the same way you would at home, just talking to one of your friends or something like that. Like, you become that role, that identity. And a lot of us are tapping onto an identity of what we believe we are. And what he explains so eloquently is that we are nothing. Like, we're not attached to anything. And that's okay. Like, we should be just allowing whatever moment we are in that present moment to dictate what the fuck we do and our actions. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you feel like you're a nice guy and a guy, you know, comes up, tries to push you with some shit like that, you're more than likely that you're going to, and Mark Manson talks about this in The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, you're not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize that identity that you feel like you're holding on to. So more than likely, the nice guy isn't going to try to fight or anything like that. When they try to hit the guy, because of it would go against being a nice guy, this identity that's been burnt into the brain or whatever. And but getting back to the question, like, that level of unhappiness, that they're speaking of for this thing is like, yeah, just that identity. Like, you feel like you have to be something in order to receive love or something like that. But we don't have to. We can just literally just being, just in a state of just being. You don't need to find yourself. You are yourself. And it's, like I said, it's easier said than done, because we were doing this shit for so fucking long, especially like probably being kids, and we probably felt like we needed to be something in order to get our parents' affection, or get these friends to like us, or get this job and all this stuff. But we can just be ourselves, and we don't have to do anything by doing so. Like, you don't have to take on any role. And like I said, it's easier said than done. That's something I'm gonna work at. I'm, like I said, a constant work in progress. And it's just interesting how life goes. I was having a discussion with someone, you know what I'm saying, and You can always appreciate how the universe will send signs in subtle ways. And and practically what it boiled down to is like the message I got from it was get your shit together. And a light bulb went off. You know what I mean? Like I don't have that I mean I'm aware of my ego in that sense where I don't allow that shit to bother me to where I feel like I take offense to something like being said in that manner to me anymore, at least. You know what I'm saying? Emotional intelligence and abundance, and being able to accept what is the truth versus what is nonsense. And if it's something that you can agree with, then there's your truth. And if it's something that you don't agree with, then to you it's nonsense. So it's like, what's the point of like worrying about it or anything like that? But to be able to look at yourself without ego and be able to be like, you know what, I definitely could use some work on this particular area in my life mentally, and repairing and recovering from all of what you feel like you've associated with. And that's what Eckhart Tolle kind of touches on. Like some people spend so much time attached to the past versus living in the presence. You know what I'm saying? In the presence, there's no room for ego. In the presence, there's no room for anxiety. In the present, there's no room for depression. And you just have to find yourself to be aware and realize that you don't have to be anything. You can just be you in the moment. That's it. And let each moment dictate as far as what you will do. You don't have to, like I said earlier, because you're a nice guy, you don't have to do this, or you feel like this, you identify yourself as that. Fuck that. We are nothing. You know what I'm saying? We know nothing. We are nothing. We're just being, and we just can live life that way, and live in that presence, and just be aware. We don't have to be the strict parent, nothing like that. We create these relationships, and speaking from experience, it was another thing that stood out to me in the book. Eckhart Tolle is speaking on like this, when you feel like you have to hold this particular role with your kids. You know what I'm saying? It creates an inauthentic experience, inauthentic relationships, and it kind of makes kids resent you in a sense. And I can honestly say that's what I felt like I had to do in order to be a parent. You know what I mean? And you would always get it right. So it's just like wanting to look at when they're younger, yeah, it feels like, we know, obviously we feel like we know what's best for them. As they get older, they become their own person. They came from us, but they're not us. And they can just be who they want to be. You know what I mean? But we're just there for support, whatever they want to do with their lives. You know what I mean? And that's how it should be. It shouldn't be like, using manipulation or something like that. Like, because I'm your parent, you need to live your life this way. Nah, but to support them and whatever they want to do. So, like I said, it was just so insightful, the gems that are in that book. The getting back, like I said, the whole thing about unhappiness is, like I said, is very astounding about it. And the idea that we can just be ourselves by just not doing anything, you know what I mean? Not being attached to something, just being who we are. And that's it, just being you. The idea of being, that's it. In the moment, being in the moment, not trying to, no attachments to anything else, just being who we are. And I don't know. I think I'm gonna do more, try to implement that in my life. But I just figured I'd share that with y'all, and hopefully you do the same. But like I said, Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. Look for that book. It's great. But yeah, I feel like a lot of us are unhappy because of this attachment to an identity, and it's causing self-sabotage and suffering. We are our own suffering. You know what I'm saying? If our life isn't what we want it to be, it's our own suffering. I think Osho, however the fuck that the Buddhist nigga name, I forget it, Osho. He talked about that whole thing of suffering. But anyway, that's my thoughts on unhappiness in today's society, identity.